Good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
And I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
And we have a guest with us today. Folks, for the foreseeable future and over the remainder of this year, we're going to have various people who backed us on Kickstarter joining us to give Mr. Bonacore and Mr. Garcia a whirl in the contests to see they are your stand-in, your avatar, you the people. Today, you the people are named Matt. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here, guys.
Nice.
Well, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start with what's your favorite game? Because that's what we always ask when we meet new gamers.
I always get that question. My favorite game is Everdell. Just love everything about it. Best production, best flow of the game, best expansions. Really getting sweet though on a couple of other games. Terraforming Mars is always up there, especially with the new big box. Love unpacking those metal cubes. Spent about an hour last night with my fiance. So,
Those metal cubes out of control.
Better and better.
Well, it's that each metal cube came in its own plastic bag.
I know.
Which
Fantastic. Do you know that Mr. Bonacore was the person who made that choice?
no,
Did you
specifically
bag them
that is
individually
not
yourself?
the case. The funniest, and I think, did we talk about this already? The funniest thing, even indie game studios did not know that was going to happen. The crazy factory made that decision for some reason.
My fiance she said, I was doing a bunch of stuff. She said, hey, can I help you with something? I was like, I don't think so. And then I look over, oh, hey, I got something for you.
I'm sure she was thrilled. Do you have the wooden tree for Everdell?
I have actually two, not on purpose. But yes, I do.
I understand your pain. I have done that multiple times. I ordered an extra board for Wingspan, and it was the main board, not a player board, but I thought it was player board, so I ordered 5 of them.
Yeah.
So everyone in the studio got the Wingspan board. Alrighty, folks. Well, it's Board Game Breakfast. Later on today at 1 o'clock, we'll be playing Return to Dark Tower live. So you're going to see an actual production copy of that in play. So that's coming up. And yeah, there's lots of other videos that are coming. We're going to have this game show, though. I'm excited about this. I have some good questions, I think. And you're going to get to vote on these questions, folks. So get in the chat. Get ready to vote and poll for these. But before we do that, let's listen to some contributors.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Today we're talking about Pebble Rock Delivery Service. I'm all by myself though, so I decided I'd bring on some reinforcements.
Hey!
This is our superhero daughter. She likes to talk with us whenever we talk about family games.
And especially Pebble Rock. 1 out of 10, 100, 1 out of 100, 1,000. 1 out of 1,000, 1 million.
She's broken the scale wide open. We no longer rank in the tens. We now rank in the millions. This game is all about picking up and deliver, and you're basically the mail service of this island chain. And so picking up and deliver is, I would say, kind of a more advanced mechanism, one that I really enjoy. What did you think? How did you like that in a kid's game?
I told you 1 out of 10, 1,000.
Specifically, the picking up and deliver.
1 out of 10, 200.
200, there you go. All right, you guys, I think this is a fun one. It's a great game for families. It has fantastic presentation. This big, massive board that you're kind of moving all over the place with. There's good things that can happen, bad things that can happen. But overall, we have had a great time playing this game, and it's been one we really enjoy. Would you recommend it to your friends, do you think?
Some of them. Others don't really play games.
That's fair. I wish that was, the problem I had as well.
What do you mean?
I wish all my friends played games. Maybe one day. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. We've been Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on YouTube or Facebook. Where's it bye?
Bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game seeking crowdfunding right now that maybe I have a fear of missing out on, maybe you do too, and we take a look together. Today we're going to take a look at Vengeance Roll and Fight. Vengeance Roll and Fight is a new game in the Vengeance series in a roll and write format for 1 to 4 players. Gameplay is over 4 rounds of frantically rolling dice while trying to defeat minions, complete objectives, and take out the boss. At the beginning of a round, 3 dice are rolled that grant actions for players such as training, healing, and recon. Then the rolling phase begins. Players simultaneously roll 4 dice and assign them abilities on their player board. Dice are rolled and re-rolled until the player is ready to assign them. If any wounds are rolled, these dice become locked. Players are always rolling 4 dice, so once they've assigned some, they grab back up to 4 from the pool and continue rolling. The pool of dice is shared amongst the players, so speed is the game here. Once dice rolling is over, comes the fighting phase where players use the abilities they've assigned dice to fight enemies, move through the map. Each player has a unique map in which to play through. Defeated enemies are crossed out, as well as marking visiting rooms and trying to complete objectives. Finally, the resolution phase, where minions get a chance to damage the players, and if a player has been fully wounded, they take a beating, reducing their strength for the remainder of the game. After the 4th round, players total up their score from their loot, experience, boss damage, and objectives, and lose points from minions they left standing on their path through the map. The player with the most points is the winner. So that is Vengeance Roll and Fight. Very brief and quick overview. We don't have a lot of time to play with here. But I will say, I really dug this. This took the core and the fun parts of Vengeance and boiled it down to just those parts. And I really dug that. In many ways, this feels like what Vengeance should have been. Just the action. I love the frantically rolling the dice against the players. I love upgrading my character as I'm going and making decisions. I love the infinite replayability. If you loved Vengeance, this is one to check out. If you liked Vengeance, but you didn't want to slog through it sometimes, this is one to check out. Either way, this one gets high marks for me. I really enjoy it. I'm not always a fan of roll and writes, but this one I really loved, and I hope you go check it out. Anyway, I will see you folks next episode.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first 3-player game show in a long time. Woo! It is Matt versus Z versus Steve.
Bonacore or Steven, and you know that.
What?
Thomas.
This is news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can call me Thomas, and I'm okay with that because it's respectful. All right. Anyhow, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a poll in chat. In fact, I just put the first poll in chat, and then you all are going to vote on it. While you're voting, each of these 3 gentlemen is going to pick which answer they think got the second most votes.
All right, so we can't look at chat here, so I got to get rid of this. Okay.
So let me go through the scoring here, because scoring's a little easier here. If you pick the second most voted on answer, then you will get 5 points. If you pick the third most voted on answer, you get 2 points. Fourth most voted on answer, you get 1 point. Fifth, you get no points. If you pick this number 1 answer, you give each of your competitors a point. And if you pick the number 6 answer, you give each of your competitors 2 points.
Oh.
So you're going to get, I didn't want to make negative points. So basically just give everyone else points, which is the same thing. So the first question is this. If you could snap your fingers and accomplish one of these things, which would it be?
Get rid of Tom Vessel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
Nothing.
We have high mechanical skills, able to fix almost anything. Learn another language fluently. Be incredibly proficient at computer programming. Be extremely skilled at your favorite sport. Play a musical instrument at expert level. Ooh. Oh, did I say learn another language fluently? Did I say that one?
Yep. Yes, yep. 1, 2, 5 choices, right?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat them. Sorry.
5.
Oh, I'm sorry. 6th one is be at your perfect weight/health.
Oh, that's a big one to forget.
So let's go through them again.
So this is okay. We're trying to predict what the audience says is the best.
Right. So we have
is the second best.
Oh, we have second best.
So we got just random order here. Have a high mechanical skills, able to fix anything. Be at your perfect weight, health. Be extremely skilled at your favorite sport. Learn a language fluently. Play a musical instrument at expert level. Or be incredibly proficient at computer programming.
Wow.
I think they're all things that people want to do. I wouldn't mind any of these.
I would take all of them.
So once again, Bonacore, sure. It's the top one you're trying to guess.
Yes. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Thomas. He's very good. He's
no. Listen, I have no bias here. I don't care who wins between Matt and Z.
Of course, because I always win. So that's, I understand you don't want the favorite
All right.
to win.
Does everyone have their answers down?
So we wrote them down, right? We're writing down our pick.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
This is so hard. All right.
Is it
okay.
though?
Yeah, I think it's hard. Yeah. I want them all. The only one I don't want is computer
Look,
programs.
you're already at your perfect health and weight.
That's right, baby. Oh, I am. We'll talk about that diet challenge later on. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so everyone got it down. We'll start with you, Matt. Matt, I want to hear two things. I want to hear what you picked and also which one of these you would pick.
I picked computer programming for number 2.
Oh.
All right.
I would probably have to say the mechanical for me. I think it's something that I don't actually do. I have a lot of friends that do it, but I think that would have a lot of pull. Be able to do a lot of cool things with that.
All right. What did you say, Z?
So I said language. I think language is going to be the number 2 pick. And obviously, if I had to pick one for myself, perfect health, perfect weight. Are you kidding? That's like a genie wish. Yes.
Yeah, so I picked perfect health, perfect weight. Because
You think that'll be number 2?
It could be number 1, but I think it's going to be in the, it's going to be top 3. So I just went
I
with
think
it.
there's no way that's not number 1.
Well, yeah,
Okay. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. I got kicked out of the phone call for a brief moment. All right. I missed what you said, Z.
I told a very sad story. I guess I'll tell again. No, I'm kidding. I said language is my choice, and I said if I was going to do it for myself, I would pick perfect health, perfect weight, because again, that's that's amazing.
I think
that's outside the realm of something you can do is perfect health. You know what I mean? The rest of these, I could get to with time and dedication. Perfect weight also. Not perfect health, though. You can't just...
Depends on... Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with everything you're saying. I did pick perfect weight, perfect health, though. So we'll see how it comes.
That's your vote, which I think is going to be number 1.
It very well could
by
be.
a landslide.
Oh, my.
By the way, which one did you pick for yourself personally?
Bonacor?
Steven?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pick weight and health. Yeah, I would love to be always in,
Seems
perfect.
so redundant, Steven.
All righty. I got good news for you, Z. You picked the 4th best one, learn a language fluently, which gives you only 1 point. But then both Matt and Bonacor were extremely generous. Matt picked the lowest one, be incredibly proficient at computer programming, and Mr. Bonacor picked the highest one,
There you
be
go.
at your perfect weight and health. So...
I wanted to spot these guys.
Perfect weight health was easily number 1. Number 2 was musical instrument. I thought language would be higher because language would be the one I would pick, I think. Then high mechanical skills was number 3, language 4, sport 5, and computer programming 6. I thought sport would be the lowest one, but all right. So our score after round 1, Matt has 1 point, Steven has 2, and Z has 4.
Wait, how do they get points for picking? I'm confused.
Because we're not doing negatives.
Yeah, that you give points to everyone else. So Mr. Bonacor gave you and Matt a point.
They gave each other points. I get it now.
But they both gave you points.
You a point.
So
it's more important to you.
You should be thrilled.
That's rough.
I'm happy with this.
Don't worry. I want to
Next
spot
one.
some points here.
Let's talk about some board games here. What type of board game box annoys you the most? All right. So here we have it. Number 1, a weird shape like a pentagon, an octagon, something like that. Number 2, a tube. Some board games come in a tube. Number 3, a tin. Number 4, the game's 5 times too big. The game rattles around inside it. The box is too big, I'm sorry. Number 5, the game is snug. It doesn't fit in unless you put it away perfectly. Or number 6, a slightly dented box. Which one annoys you the most? The weird shape, a tube, a tin, 5 times too big, super snug, you can barely put the game in it, or a slightly dented box?
Wow.
Can't believe the Dominion smell of a box isn't on here.
Dominion box smells?
Yeah. Yeah, every single one I bought, it's terrible when you open it up.
There's been a couple of games where like the production smelled really badly.
Yeah. Such a weird thing. I wonder why that happens to some games.
I don't know.
I think it's the ink used, maybe.
What was the one that Zev did, Z-Man, and it had this like oily smell to it. It was the airplane over the war
Duel
game.
in the Dark?
Yeah, Duel in the Dark. That had this like oily smell. It almost like was thematically smelled like the plane oil and stuff.
World War II.
It was kind of weird. I don't think
smelled like World War II in there.
it was like you were fixing the planes to get them out there.
All right. Everyone ready?
No, hold on.
It's tough.
This is tough.
Because
I find them all annoying.
They're all annoying, but all right, I got it.
Well, I'm also trying to get in the head of people because, again, the average person might not run across a few of these things, but some of them will annoy them if they have run across them.
That's exactly right.
All right. Time's up. Make a choice.
All right.
All right, Z, we'll start with you. What's your choice, and then what's your personal pick?
I'm thinking 5 times too big is going to actually be the number 1. So I'm going to go with weird shape. Okay, that's somewhere in the middle. I think weird shape. For me personally, a game that's too snug actually is something that probably bothers me quite a bit. When you have to really Tetris that thing in there, it takes so long to put away. I find that to be time consuming and annoying. And then you like push the lid down on and you start to worry like, are these minis going to be crushing the cards below them? You know, if you're worried about that, then the game needs a little breathing room. But I'm going with weird shape. Doesn't happen a lot, but it can be certainly very annoying.
All right, Stephen, what about you?
I'm going with tube. Those things are so aggravating when they come in that kind of like I remember one of the versions of Bang, I think it was, I have in my collection, and it's in a bullet. Yeah, well, it's a tube, right? It's a bullet, and like I'm like, yeah, that's cute, that's great, but like, what am I gonna display it? It's just annoying. So I picked that. I'm picking things that I think are the worst, and so that's my choice as well. It's the tube.
I think Bang the Bullet technically counts as a weird shape and not a tube.
I don't know. I think it's a tube.
That's a good. You can argue about that later. All right. Yeah. Matt, what about you?
I'm gonna go on a flyer to try and catch up here. I'm gonna say tin is the number 2 answer, because there is a strong hate for tins. They fall apart when they're stored on the shelf. It's just awkward. But that one's a big flyer. I would say the number 1 would probably be, for me, weird shape.
Yeah,
okay. You see behind me, I like nicely shaped boxes. Weird shape does not make the shelf.
Yep, exactly. How do you feel about tins, Steven?
Shut up.
He already said he found them all annoying. That's on tape.
You didn't say that.
You did.
I said that. I didn't say it. Never mind. Go.
We'll be able to go back and watch it. Okay, anyhow. Good news for Mr. Bonagor and for Z, but mostly Mr. Bonagor because this does validate him a bit. Matt, you're being generous again, giving a point to Mr. Bonagor and Z. That was the number 6 answer out of 100 votes and only got 4.
Come on, guys.
I thought number 6 spot gave 2 points to the others.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It does.
Sorry, 2 points.
Or did you mean
each.
those 2 things to be switched?
Nope. I just wrote it down wrong. All right. Number 5 was a slightly dented box. I imagine that wouldn't bother too many. The people it bothers, it really bothers them.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right. Z, once again, you picked number 4, getting a point. Ooh. The weird shape. The big box came in at number 3.
Uh-oh.
Number 2, shockingly, is the tube.
Yes!
Oh, my God.
Giving Mr. Bonagor 5 points. And the number 1, and publishers listen to this, the number 1 is that snug game that doesn't fit in unless you put away perfectly.
Yeah, publishers care.
I'm shocked at the tube. Wow. Name 5 games off the top of your head that come in a tube.
Well, I could do that, but
Tom could.
There's not that many anymore, though. There's
Yeah.
very few games that make a splash and come in a tube.
But
But Snug happens all the time.
Oh yeah,
I don't-
absolutely.
I don't care if it's
I mean,
snug.
and when you have a game and they produce a promo that's like 5 cards, and you have a hard time putting that in the box that the game comes in, your game is too small.
all right. So our current scores are Matt still with 1 point, Z
Matt.
at 7, and Mr. Bonagor at 9.
Thank you.
What?
Taking the lead. But
Matt,
don't worry,
you'll
there's
notice-
still 5 more questions. Here we go. Which music would, I should have said genre. I didn't say it, but I should have said it. Which music genre would be used to torture you? All right, so here are your choices. We have opera, gangsta rap, country western, polka, smooth jazz, or screamo. Which music would be used to torture you? Opera, gangsta rap, country western, polka, smooth jazz, or screamo?
I don't even know what screamo actually is, other than screaming people.
You can
So
imagine what it is, right?
I can imagine what it is, Z.
See, like, who would be like the definitive screamo person?
That's a Roy Candidate question for sure. I don't know.
Oh god, it's like Chiodos. I would say Chiodos.
Yeah, and I would
Like-
say Cheetos. Cheetos.
It was-
Isn't that
delicious.
insane clown posse? Aren't they screamo?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
So-
word! I'm hearing Nose shout it from the other room. I don't know. I'm sorry.
So to give you an idea what screamo is,
You are so stupid, Tom.
I would go to bands to watch them, and the screamo band would come on, and everybody would clear the room.
Tom, what is the exact question again? What would
Which
torture
music would be used to torture you?
you? Okay.
And interesting. Okay, I forgot to turn that on. There we go. All righty, this one's gonna be jumping to. Everyone's picked.
I guess that's 1. I guess that's 2. Okay.
All right,
All right,
Mr. Bonagor.
I'm
you're
gonna go
first
with-
this time.
I'm gonna go with screamo, only because it sounds really, 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 really horrible.
There's one that sounds more horrible, right? Because otherwise you shouldn't have picked it.
I pick the one that's going to torture me the most, which I assume is going to torture people at least a lot. So I went
You
with
don't
screamo.
understand how this game works.
Yeah. Oh, I don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's winning this game?
All right, all
Who's
right, all
gonna win? All right.
Oh,
Matt, what's your choice?
you know how it is.
I'm gonna go. I have to go screamo as well because I think polka is gonna be the number 1, and screamo. I don't think enough people know what it is, but I think enough
Like
know what it is to
Bonagor.
make it 2. Yeah. Thanks for taking my pick first.
All right, Z.
I'm going to try to stick with the 4th answer. I guess that's my thing. I'm going to go with
Yeah.
opera.
Opera's not torturous. Not good.
Listen
but it's
to
not
it for 8 hours a day. It is.
especially if
Alrighty. Well, Z, I got good news and bad news. The bad news is that you went from the 4th answer to the 5th answer, which is opera. The 6th answer was smooth jazz. Actually, they both tied just now as I said that, but
So I
Then-
have the 4th answer then.
no, they tied. No, there's a tie for 5th and 6th, not 4th.
Oh,
4th
boo.
is country western.
Yeah.
Just beat out barely by polka. Number
Okay.
2, which was murdered by number 1. Number 2 is gangsta rap.
Oh, come on.
So
Oh.
Screamo is number 1. So oddly enough, Stephen and Matt gave each other a point there, bringing Matt up to 3.
Hey.
No, sorry. Yeah. No, Matt has 2. Sorry, 2.
2. I have 9, and Steven has 10 now.
That is correct. Who's the scorekeeper here? Get out of my
I'm going to help you
scorekeeper.
out with your messy scoring, okay? Don't make me teach you how to keep score.
All right. Let's go from annoying to relaxing. Which of these would you find most relaxing? We got lounging on the beach, walking through the forest, 5-star hotel hot tub, swimming pool, couch plus movie, and playing board games. Which of these would you find most relaxing? Lounging on the beach, walking through the forest, 5-star hotel hot tub, swimming pool, couch plus a movie, or playing board games?
Oh, man.
While listening to Screamo is comma after all these.
About what you're doing. That's the thing. So like while you're playing a game, you're like, make your move. Take a turn already.
Well,
No,
how does that
it-
work when you're in the hot tub?
It would be more about
Oh
how
my
you're feeling. Because it's Screamo.
Wow.
All righty.
Most
The votes are
relaxing.
coming through. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh.
Hmm.
I feel like most of these are relaxing. I would hope. Although
I
maybe for
agree.
some people, some of these are not relaxing depending on how you do it. I guess if you're
Yeah.
watching a horror movie, it's not relaxing. If you're playing a really tough board game, if you're swimming laps at a pool, that may not be relaxing. I don't know.
I agree
Oh,
with the
man, this
ICP
is hard.
concert. Very relaxing.
All righty, well, time is up. Let's jump to Matt. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with the beach. I think the beach is gonna come up number 2 because I think honestly, couch and movie is gonna be number 1.
What's your
Oh.
choice? What's most relaxing for you?
For me, hot tub.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That'd be a hot tub.
All righty. All right, Z, what do you got?
All right, so I'm thinking that hot tub is going to be a 5-star hotel hot tub. That's number 1, baby. You got privacy, you got relaxation, you got the whole shebang there. And you don't have to worry about I'm at the beach and I don't feel comfortable. I'm in the forest and a demon snake might bite me. The normal concerns that people like me have, perfectly normal. But my number 2 then strips away a little bit of the comfort, but you're still very much having your own space. So I'm going with couch and movie for the number 2 pick.
Is that also your pick for yourself?
Man, probably, yeah.
All right. Mr. Bonagor.
I went again with what I want to be in the most relaxing way, which is the 5-star hotel hot tub situation. Yes, again, it could be number 1. I'm hoping it's number 2. I think with this particular kind of group, that might not be number 1. Not enough people have done that and want to do it. They want a board game. They want to, they want to be on a beach instead, or they want to be on a couch watching a movie. So,
All right. Well,
hot
first
tub,
of all,
5-star resort.
First of all, I think you'll all be surprised here. But secondly, this is the most boring of scoring. So, number 6 is swimming pool. Number 5, shockingly, is playing board games.
Oh, you're all fired.
All right. And then a tie for number 3, adding 2 points to everyone's score.
You didn't say 4 yet, did you? 6.
That's
There's
because
a tie.
that's
Oh.
because there is a
There's a
tie.
thing. Okay.
So giving 2 points to everybody
I got
is couch and movie and 5-star hot tub.
it. Uh-huh.
And number 2 is lounging on the beach, but
Hey, I
easily
guessed
number
number 2.
1
2 was
is
mine.
walking through the forest.
Wow. I really
I
would
guessed
never
beach,
have thought
Tom.
that.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
guess
got-
beach. I
Matt
thought you
got
said.
beach.
Oh, then never mind. This was not as boring as I thought.
There you go. See, this is how you treat the guests, right?
Yeah, it's
Try and fix the story next time.
who's your favorite?
Ridiculous.
Who's your favorite person on the Dice Tower Network, Matt? Who is it? Come on. Who is it?
I don't know. It's toss up.
All right. So Matt
between
has
Z and
7,000. He hasn't answered yet, right? Matt has 7,000. No, he has 7 points. Z has 11, and Steven has 12. Hanging on to the lead. But the questions get harder.
Yeah,
they
they
don't,
get
actually.
harder.
What? That's not possible.
This question is in honor of Mr. We're going to
Thank
talk
you.
about food.
We already did the stupid 10 question. What do you
That's true.
Oh,
right.
really? Is that where
It's
this
time
went?
to eat. What type of food are you in the mood for? Chinese, Thai, Mexican, Italian, Indian, barbecue.
How is this in
Chinese,
honor of
Could
Steven?
you
I'm
please go
confused.
slower?
Chinese, Thai, Mexican, Italian, Indian, barbecue.
Well, yeah, why is this in honor of me? Because of
Italian,
our diet contest, which I'm going
Well,
to
I thought
crush
you'd
you.
want to. I thought you want to hear about some food.
Of course. So do you. What are you having for lunch today, Tom? Something delicious?
No,
Yes.
no.
Okay. What was the question exactly?
I said it's time to eat. What type of food are you in the mood for? Interpret that
So-
as you will.
Yes.
We're supposed to interpret people's current mood? It's not even like this is your
Breakfast
favorite
time.
cuisine.
Most people listening.
I
it's
told you
breakfast.
it's an amazing question.
Wow, man. And not even everybody's sharing the same weather. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The same time zone. I didn't put breakfast
Oh,
on here on
dude.
purpose.
This is tough. It's
Need a-
it's
I need several coins to flip. I mean, come on.
could be. All right, I'm gonna go with. All right, let's see what happens.
Why not?
This could go badly for me.
This could go randomly for everyone.
For everybody.
All right, Z.
Yes.
It's time to choose.
Oh no. Well, here's my logic, right? I'm kidding. Mexican.
Gotcha.
So what's the logic?
Because he's Mexican. He's not Mexican.
I'm
He's
picking
not
a
Mexican.
He's not Mexican.
Z, what's your choice? What do you want for lunch here out of these? If you're
My
picking out
lunch?
of these 6.
Indian.
All right. Mr. Bonacore.
I picked Chinese. Everyone loves Chinese. Everyone eats Chinese. Everyone goes to Chinese restaurants. Orders Chinese in. So I just think it's going to be very popular. It could be number 1 again, but who knows? I'm probably going to have some Italian for lunch. And my favorite of all of these, personally, it's so hard, but I love big flavors. It could be Indian or it could be Thai. Oh, love it. Love them all.
All
I like
right,
food.
Matt.
I like food too much. I have a very bad relationship with food, and I'm trying to break up with it.
Looks like barbecue is the winner.
There you go, Matt. That's it right there. That's scientific.
It is.
Wait, so Matt, you're saying barbecue for your answer?
Yes, barbecue, sorry, is number 2.
You've been very good at guessing number 2s.
Hang on,
What do we got?
I'm trying to add points here, and I think I
He's
messed
cheating.
this up.
He's cheating for his least favorite person here,
Well,
right?
you have your
No, no,
scoring.
no,
I
no.
have you backed up on scoring here. Tell me what the rank is, and I'll help you out.
Well, that's because there was a tie here for last. Oh,
Okay,
no.
so
The tie
those
was
are
just
fifth.
broken. Never mind.
No,
That
that's
fixes it
easy.
for me.
Okay.
All right. Last place, barbecue. So
Oh,
that's 2 points for Steven and 2 points for Z. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Second last place with no points is Chinese.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Tie is in third place because there is no fourth place here. And then tie for second is Italian and Indian, with Mexican coming in a very solid first place.
Really? Interesting.
So, Matt, you get 1 point, bringing you up to 8.
I love
Mr.
Mexican.
Bonacore, you get 3 points,
Thank
bringing
you.
you up to 15. And Z, you get 2 points, bringing you to 13.
Isn't it first to 15 wins?
No, that's Z's
Oh.
game.
Ah. You're always changing the rules on me every
No,
week
we're
to
not.
try to make me not win. No, I know you.
You're
Oh.
winning. You're literally winning right now.
You're trying to
No,
not
but
make me win.
The rules
You're trying-
are the last 2 players combine their scores.
yeah.
That's the rule.
All right. What genre of board game do you like most out of these genres? So I picked some genres. Which of these genres do you like the most? I got racing.
Italian.
Racing games. party games, deduction games, and social deduction games. 2 different answers.
Oh.
Auction games, and trick-taking games. So we have racing, party, deduction, social deduction, auction, and trick-taking.
And what's the question?
Which genre board game do you like the most out of these?
Okay.
What was that? What's the second to last one there after social deduction? I can't read it.
Auction.
Can't read it. Okay.
I didn't type it to you, so how could you not read it?
I can't read my handwriting because I'm trying to write so fast.
Got it.
Racing, party, deduction, social deduction, auction, trick-taking. Wow.
And the exact question again is?
Which genre board game do you like most out of these?
Most, okay.
I try not to pick the most popular genres, I'm thinking.
That's
right.
Pretty obvious.
Oh, people love it. Wow. Oh, I'm going to go with it. Crazy.
You guys have been pretty bad at predicting the people, actually.
We've
I don't want to hear.
Pretty bad.
I mean, who did you interview for these questions? Like, I don't know.
It's
Who did I
crazy,
go for these
Tom.
questions?
I mean,
Actually,
I figured after the food.
Go ahead.
I figured after the food question, like, what do people feel like eating? The next question was going to be like, what number am I thinking of?
Oh, no. No,
Picking on
the
us
food
for
question
the
was a
answer?
fine
I'm picking on
question.
you
You're just
for the
mad because you got it wrong. All right.
I object.
Are we really bad at predicting, or is it really the people who are putting these in are not? They're not a good
wow.
representation.
Don't
They're
do
not
it.
a good representation of the gamers in the world.
Ixnay on the.
A lot of
I
hate.
just see
Alright.
who's
A lot
that
of hate in
Steve
the-
guy.
Yeah.
That Steve's going down.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
just
hate.
see Steve all over the chat right now.
Messed up.
Steve.
All right.
I picked on one guy. You're picking
Steven,
on
what's your
average.
answer?
Who goes? Me?
Yep.
I went with social deduction. People like love it or hate it, so I think it's going to come in the middle, but I think it could be on the high end of the middle. I happen to love it. One of my favorites. So.
All right. Is that your pick too? Also, is that you're sticking with that?
It would be my pick in this or party games because I do love my party games, but I'm sticking with social deduction for the group.
All right, Z.
I went with deduction.
No, come on.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
He's wrong.
Why do
I
you
went
think
with
that's
deduction.
wrong, Stephen?
I just don't think deduction games are gonna be as high.
It's missing the word social.
That's why.
Think
All
about
right.
the other questions that we've gotten. Deduction's probably going to be number 1 on this one.
Deduction's number 1, really?
Matt, what do you think?
I'm going to go trick taking because I think there's enough people like me that hate all of these except trick taking. But it's going to be high up on the list.
All right. Well, that changes things
personally,
dramatically.
It would be racing for me. That's my favorite of these.
Last place. There's a tie for last place. It's auction and party tie for last place.
Okay.
There's a tie for third place. That's racing and social deduction. So Mr. Bonacore gets 2 points.
I'll take it.
Then Matt, congratulations. Trick taking just came underneath deduction. So you got 5 points and Z gave you a point.
Nice.
So wait, deduction was number 1?
Deduction is number 1.
What?
Just take what Mr. Bonacore says and reverse it. That's how I live my life, actually.
Yeah.
All right, our scores are now Matt with 14, Steven with 18, and Z with 13. This is anyone's game as we come into the final question. Another one for Mr. Bonacore. We're back to food.
Yo.
Which
we
of these
go.
desserts do you prefer? We have pie, donuts, cake, pudding, ice cream, chocolate candy.
Are you
Pie.
trying to make Steven hungry, therefore
Yes.
losing this sort of rivalry with you? Okay. Because you're making me hungry too as a byproduct.
Yeah. Pie, donuts, cake, pudding, ice cream, chocolate candy.
I guarantee Tom's stomach is gurgling just as he types these things. So I'm okay with these questions. As we both
Self-control,
now,
baby.
as we both now drink some water.
How do you make this list, Tom? And you don't put on there some creme brulee, some tiramisu.
I thought about putting on tiramisu and creme brulee,
Tiramisu.
but they're very specific.
That would have been
But
better.
they're so very specifically delicious.
Now you sound like the guy from Lucky Charms. They're specifically delicious.
And
That
the
was
question
very
exactly
much
is, which is your favorite dessert?
Which
Is
of
that
these desserts do you prefer? Yeah, same thing, pretty much.
Specifically delicious. All right. Done. Oh, that might be one. That's fine. I'm going with it.
All right, Matt. You are first for this final question.
Let's do it, Matt.
I'm going to guess ice cream. I'm going to go with my favorite of the list. Definitely sticking with the ice cream.
Can't go wrong with ice cream. All right. Z.
That sucks because I also picked ice cream, which means I can't win.
And
Not last.
Just
Yes.
to make sure that it's legitimate right there,
Oh,
I also
my goodness.
which,
Two things, Steven. That guarantees you the win.
Thank you.
Second thing, your penmanship is atrocious.
And the third thing, you all picked the number one answer. All
Well,
giving
we're
each
all
other
kind to each other.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
points.
we're so
All right.
nice people.
Number one, just barely beating out number two. Ice cream was number one, but number two was pie. There's a big drop down to donuts, then cake. Then there's a big drop down to chocolate candy, and pudding's barely on the list. Pudding's
Okay.
quite good, but
Pudding's
whatever.
delicious.
All right, so Z ends the game with 15 points, Matt with 16, and our winner for today, Mr. Bonacore, with 20 points.
The usual winner is Mr. Bonacore. Thank you.
So,
Matt, you were a great contestant here, but even you could not ruin my reign of terror, which I have on this game show.
Okay,
All right, Matt.
Steve, okay. Take it easy. I know you're Steven. I know
good.
you're Steven.
He's good.
Matt, thanks so much for coming and joining us today. We appreciate it. We appreciate you backing our Kickstarter. I know you didn't win today, but you can always remember you got to look at Mr. Bonacore face to face.
Oh,
I
so
apologize for
privileged.
that.
So privileged.
All righty, folks. Let's jump to some contributors.
Thank you, guys.
You might be building a fort,
Or stealing artifacts from Lord Eradicus.
but you're definitely playing a deck builder.
But what is a deck builder?
Let's talk board game basics. In deck building games, each player has their own deck of cards that they use, but as you play the game, you get newer, stronger cards that you add to your deck.
Building your deck isn't the point of the game. There's other objectives that you need to do. You use those cards in your deck to finish those objectives. For the most part, this is the basics of deck building. Everyone starts the game with a similar or identical small deck of cards.
During the game, you will add more cards to your deck to make it stronger and allow you to do more actions.
Each turn, you usually draw a set number of cards from your deck, and you will either use or discard all of those cards in that turn.
New cards will be added to your personal discard pile, and when you're out of cards, you shuffle your discard pile and draw from it. Clank in Space is a really popular deck builder. In that game, you're going to be collecting cards that will let you do actions on the board.
Everyone starts the game with the same 10 cards, and those cards are all pretty weak.
At the beginning of your turn, you're going to draw 5 cards from your own personal deck, and then you're either going to use or discard all 5 of those cards.
During the game, you will be able to add new cards to your deck. When you add a new card, you put it in your discard pile, so you can't use it right away.
But when your draw pile runs out, you reshuffle your discard pile and start drawing from there, so you get to use all those new cards that you got.
And in Fort, you don't start with identical cards, but you start with pretty equal cards in strength.
And it plays a little differently. You still draw 5 cards from your deck each turn, and any cards that you use go into your discard pile, but any cards that you don't use go into this area right here where other players can get them.
Any new cards that you get go in your discard pile, and when your draw pile is empty, you shuffle your discard and start drawing from that.
Both these games have a lot more going on than just deck building, but you're using the deck that you've built to complete the things that are going on.
And that's deck building. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Bye!
Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment From the Page to the Table, where books and board games come together and everyone is happy because everyone loves those things. This week is maybe the week you've waited for a really long time. Now hold on to your seats, folks. We have Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan, a book that glows in the dark. Woo. In here we have a bookstore that is more than what it appears. Part detective story, part fantasticalness. You really travel to all parts of this bookstore. A character that has been hit by the Great Recession and finds himself working as an employee in this bookstore. Ex Libris by Renegade Game Studios. Waited a long time to think of something to pair with this, and it's a library game. What else do you need to know? It's 1 to 4 players where you are building your library shelf. I feel like that's an explanation in and of itself, folks. A fantastical library going on here where you have a bunch of different playable characters that you can play as. I've still never been the gelatinous cube. And you are being really like a librarian where you are putting books in numerical and alphabetical order. Welcome to my world, folks. The cards are so punny. It's just so well done. I'd love to see more done in the Ex Libris universe, just because I find it so charming. Of course I love it. Of course I love Ex Libris. So what else did you expect? We'll see you next time, folks. Enjoy your breakfast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Dice Tower News. Let's take a look. Not a lot of news today, but there's some interesting things. I'm wearing my Scooby-Doo tie in honor of our first news. Not really. It just happened to work out that way. Jenga Scooby-Doo Edition, the game you never knew you needed.
Oh, got to do this one.
This is Jenga. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so it's Jenga like a sandwich, but they stuck the bread in the middle in that picture.
Isn't the top the bread? What are the different layers?
Oh no, that's the bacon. You're right. The top is the bread.
So
it's
okay,
bread.
What do you got
in lettuce, tomato? There's no bottom bread though, which is disgusting. It's like a tomato on the table.
What do you have to do in this game that makes it different than Jenga?
As far as I think you just roll a die and it just tells you what color you move, which has been done before. You know, they have color Jenga for that same. I think there was an Uno Jenga and things like that.
I do love Jenga. That's all I'm going to say about this. I do love Jenga.
We needed to round out the news. Sorry, let's move on.
Wow.
New Zombicide accessories are on the way. So we got new stuff for Zombicide 2.0, which came out a month or two ago. And we got tiles coming for this, zombie soldiers, and special black and white dice that you can use. So it looks like CMON is changing their engine to producing stuff for the original Zombicide and now kind of reworking the stuff for the second edition, which I would imagine won't even be called second edition eventually, just it's Zombicide, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, this is the game that keeps on giving, so I'm sure they have tons to go back to and update, right, and bring to the new one. There's got to be just gobs of this stuff.
To remind me, what's the difference with second edition? Did they just streamline some things? I mean, it's not like a wholly revamped thing.
It is like a 1.3 version of the rules for the most part.
They tweak the rules, because there's always kind of weird rules.
But they've been doing that anyway. When they did Zombicide Black Plague,
they changed.
It was already different. So this is much closer. This Zombicide 2 is much closer to Zombicide Black Plague.
Got it. Yeah, I haven't played Zombicide in a very long time. I'd love to get it back to the table. So I like that style.
Which one did you play, Steven?
Original Zombicide, and I haven't played anything, I don't think, since, like when it first came out.
I really think, knowing you, that I think you would like the newest one that just came out last year, the Night of the Living Dead, because it's based on the classic movie, and it has
Which
a
I
different
love.
feel to it. And it
Yeah.
feels like the movie. Like in the first scenario, you're just boarding up the windows as fast as you can.
Oh, that's
It's
very
just,
thematic. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Oh, I
really
would
fun.
love that. Oh, but speaking of that, what's that next news here about another IP?
Oh, so in the same thing, based on the critically acclaimed 5-star movie Army of the Dead, just released last weekend on Netflix. Yeah, so you can be. Here's the thing that I think they did a good job. It feels like Army of the Dead was made to be made into a video/board game, because the characters in it are, they give them a couple qualities and a couple skills. This person's a safecracker and he acts this way, and this person can fly the helicopter.
So, Army of the this is a new movie, Army of the Dead?
Yeah,
Yes.
it just came out on Netflix.
And it
From Zack Snyder.
Yeah, is it any good?
It's
I
a
like it.
popcorn fun movie type style.
Okay.
Basically, the plot of the movie is the zombie outbreak happens, but the military manages to contain it to Las Vegas. All right, for whatever reason. Well, that's where it started. And so they're going to nuke Las Vegas, but the main characters of the movie are hired to go into the zombie territory and grab a whole pile of money and get out before the nukes hit, and without getting killed by the gazillion zombies in the city.
Right.
I got to see this movie. And
I think
That's fun, man. It's fun.
you
yeah.
would enjoy it probably. It's just over the top zombie. It's not like your slow paced zombies are around the corner. It's zombies everywhere type thing.
Is it comedic at all, or is it mostly serious zombie trying to get away from him?
It's
Or a
an
little bit-
action movie. I mean,
Okay,
it's an
cool.
action movie, so there's some funny stuff. There's some
more-
dramatic stuff.
It's
I'm
Zack Snyder comedy.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's get away from zombies. And The Hobbit Battle of Five Armies is coming back, an updated version of this. This first came out in 2013, and now they're going to add the stuff that was in the collector's edition of this. And
Right.
it has the expansion. Basically, it's the same Battle of Five Armies. Battle of Five Armies, the same as the War of the Rings second edition that came out 4 or 5 years ago.
Right. So
Okay.
they use the rules for the I just I got the collector's edition, and they used those rules which they had tweaked already to bring it out to the more of the standard edition. Very happy that more people can get this game again, because awesome, just awesome sauce. I love
Yeah,
this.
I'm in a
Have both of
minority.
you
I actually
guys played both of these games?
Yes, I prefer this one actually, but I'm
Played-
in a minority on that
Steven?
one.
Played both of these games, War of the Ring and Battle of the Five Armies.
Yeah.
I have played War of the Ring extensively. I've only dabbled. I've never even truly played a full game of Battle of Five Armies.
Do you
They're
like the
really
other one
different
better, you think?
games.
Very different. But War of the Ring is my favorite, number one best game of all time. We'll play it anytime I have, 3 hours and plus the 2 hours to set it up and take it down.
Got it. So avoid it. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say avoid this. I mean, if you're going to buy one, War of the Ring is just brilliant in every level.
I will be picking up Battle of the Five Armies.
All right, this next game is actually not an actual board game, but it's on the PC, and it's designed by Richard Garfield, designer of Magic the Gathering and many other games. This is coming to PC. It's called Rogue Book. Really terrible name. It's a roguelike deck builder. So there's
what?
roguelike deck builders are pretty popular at this point in time, I guess. And
Yeah.
it says this is going to encourage you to not cull your deck. It encourages you to have lots of cards in your deck to unlock special talents for your heroes. I'm not opposed to that, because culling your deck is kind of almost the go-to strategy for deck builders.
Wait, what does roguelike mean?
Roguelike is basically where you play through a series of random encounters usually, and sometimes there's bosses at the end. It's almost like a randomized, just go through, you're getting stronger, the enemies that get stronger, and you're trying to beat it. You go through a series of little missions type thing.
Okay.
That's
There's
probably
also
not the
the
best
idea
definition.
in all these roguelike games is the idea of of dying and restarting. This is a video game thing, Steven. So
Okay.
that's kind of where it comes from. And you do instead of doing a big run through a video game, it's a lot of little shorter runs. Some of them let you carry things over from one little run to the next. Some of them give you a hard reset. That's what they mean by a rogue. You're going out and like your life, you die, whatever, your run ends, you're done, you have to start again.
Okay, got it.
So I don't know how these card games work, but Tom's right, they are very popular right now.
All right, also very popular, nostalgically wise, we have The Goonies is coming here from Funko Games. It's called The Goonies Never Say Die. Now, I don't remember, did the Goonies poster look like that? Because I like that cover, how it's a picture of them and it's also a skull.
Look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool.
I think it kind of looks like that, Tom. That's a new illustration, but I think the Goonies cover kind of looks like that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. And they've already announced an expansion for this too. So the four main characters in this game are the four boys, and then the girls are added in an expansion. I don't remember what that expansion's called, but they've also announced that too.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be Chunk.
I was never. This is
Shuffle, baby.
Never a fan of Goonies, and not that I wasn't not a fan, but I just didn't really. I was too old for this when this was out there and they were becoming. So I don't really know much about them. Interesting, maybe.
Yeah, I don't care about this theme whatsoever.
Well,
not something I have any relation to.
You are in the minority there, I think. At least people our age, this is a movie. If you grew up in the 80s, this was a movie, that people really liked. So
yeah, no, I don't have any relationship to it. I might not have even seen the whole thing. This looks a little bit like maybe the Horrified game from the same studio.
Sure. Well, this is their bread and butter now. So they've done Horrified, which was a co-op game. They did the Back to the Future. They just released that Fast and Furious co-op game. So it seems like it's their shtick, right?
Yeah.
Like co-op games. All right, website Board Game Atlas. You may have gone there before if you're watching, folks, because they own board game prices. People like to go there to compare prices of board games on the internet. But they also have like a little database. They're in many ways, they're trying to be a competitor to Board Game Geek. Now they've launched a new review system with, I'm going to put quotes here, top-tier critics. I put the quotes because I'm on it, and I don't want you to think I think I'm a top-tier critic.
Yeah, you do.
What they do, though, is it's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes, where there will be two ratings for a game, like the rating everybody gives it and then the rating that the critics give it, which, incidentally, on Rotten Tomatoes, I always look at what people give it over the critics.
Oh, always. I do too. Yeah, I mostly care about that. Of course, you'll think of it a little bit differently when you're on this site. So
on this one, listen to the critics.
How did they? Did they approach you to be?
Is it you or is it?
Who is it? It's you. Are you the Dice Tower? That's the logo there. That would be you.
I think it's different people from the Dice Towers. Yeah. Okay. Just different reviewers. They asked if they could do it. Why not? I don't see a problem with it. It's Dice Tower Sans Z.
Okay.
He owns the what's that? The digital.
The NFT.
Digital copyright to my.
He NFT'd all his reviews, so I can't do anything.
My likeness.
Z has the non-fungible token to all of his reviews, so you can't reproduce them at all.
All right, two more pieces of news, folks. Disney Sidekicks has been announced from Spin Master. This is designed by Eric Lang. Eric Lang announced that he's going to be working on more family-style games, more welcoming games of sorts, and this is one. We don't know a ton of things about this other than it's like it says it's reverse castle defense. So you are getting together with some of the other Disney sidekicks, and you can see some there on the cover, and you are trying to get into this castle here. Apparently, Captain Hook, Gaston, Scar, Jafar, and Maleficent have captured your favorite heroes, locked them in the castle, and you are Timon and Pumbaa, Tinkerbell, and a whole bunch of other people. You got to go rescue villagers, collect locks, build your powers to become your own hero, and go in the castle.
Okay.
So it looks like each time you fight a specific villain, honestly, this sounds like it fits in that same line we were just talking about.
Yeah. It really looks like Castle Panic. I know that it's the reverse of that because you're the one going in, but boy, it really looks like Castle Panic.
I like the cover a lot, though.
Cover's really, really cool, cute.
I do not like this whole,
No?
like, it looks like a Disney show during the late 90s where you had, like, I wish I remembered one of the names for them, but, like, the whole, you know,
Well,
for
it
a
was a High
while
School
there,
Musical,
Disney was
actually.
making all these, like, yeah, kind of shows. This looks like that with the swirl and the whatever. No, I don't like anything about this.
I'm gonna
I like
text-
the sidekick aspect of it. We'll
I
see.
do.
I hope it's a good game.
I do too.
I hope so
All
too,
right.
but again, right now, looking at this first impression, I don't like anything about it. But I might end up loving the game, of course.
All right, and finally, back in 2005, Cosmos released a Catan 3D Collector Edition, which is quite pricey. We have one in the Dice Tower Library. I was gifted it a while ago. It comes in a chest. It's really pretty. Sculpted mountains and everything. So they're re-releasing this. That came out for the 10th anniversary edition. I guess this is like this is not even the 30th anniversary. I don't know what. Anyway, they're just re-releasing it. Anyhow, it says in here, for example, it's selling for $500 to $700 in the BGG marketplace. Pretty expensive game. But this is going to be pricey game. It's going to cost $300 or 300 euros. That's weird. Pay bucks. And it comes in a box, which I think is better looking than the chest. The chest is neat, but it's a pain to carry around. Like you have, Mr. Boniger, you have that Lord of the Rings special edition. That book is neat, but it's kind of a pain to carry around.
You can't transport it anywhere unless it's in your car, and then it's really, really hard to transport.
Put the seatbelt on it.
Yeah, you kind of want to do that. I was kind of surprised at the price point of $300 for this. I mean, Catan has a lot less stuff in it, really. I mean, maybe when you think of all the wood now is becoming plastics, maybe that's it. So I was kind of surprised that it would be $300 for
I'm not
Catan.
surprised. People will pay this.
Yeah, they will.
Happen.
Oh yeah. So it's no.
What did you expect it to be, Steven?
Well, I mean, I'd have to literally look and see how much. It's hard to tell from these pictures how much stuff is in here, but right there's a very small number of mountains and forests and rock, whatever the different parts of Catan are. The biggest amount of stuff is the roads and the houses, right? I mean, that's the So I would have thought
tiles,
this is.
I think, because they're painted. That I've seen these. I mean, these look just like the ones I have, and in person they look really good.
Are those tiles painted? Well,
the ones I have feel like they're pewter almost.
Wait, but that's for the other edition.
Not pewter. I'm sorry. What's the word for it? Ceramic. Sorry.
Okay, but that's for the edition that you have the original one of these, whatever it was called.
Oh, by the way, this does include Cities and Knights. It has that expansion in it, so it has all the little knights in it too.
Oh, well, if it has that, no, I don't know. I would have.
This is painted, I think, too, though, Steven. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I really wish they would have done for this edition? This might be nitpicking, but all these terrain tiles look lovely, and then the stupid disc sitting on top of them ruins the aesthetic. I wish it would have made a space for each of these discs on each tile. How do you not do that? Like there's always a number on there.
It does fit. I again from the other one. I know in the mountains for sure that disc fits
in the mountains. Yeah.
I think on the other ones. Yeah, I don't know.
I see what you're saying. It's not a. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It seems like it should have been very easy for them to have an obvious spot where you put one of these tokens. Mm-hmm. It'll never look ugly because the token is never missing. It's always there. So
not sure I agree. I mean, looking at some of the ones that don't have things on it, it's because I think they want to make the tile look really nice, and then you throw the chip on.
Yeah, you're right. They're not ceramic. They're resin. That's what they are. I think.
Well, I'm getting one for sure.
There you go.
You are for Christmas. All righty, folks. And actually, it's coming out in August. It's not too far away, folks. So
cool.
All right.
All righty, folks. That's the news. Let's keep moving.
Nope, you forgot one. You have the Gen Con news. Unless you pulled it
I love
out.
you so much.
I love you so much too. Do you want to play a game?
Sure. All right.
And I win. I love you.
It's okay. I love you, but it's okay. Help me next time.
I win again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love you, sweetie.
I win again.
Today, we want to tell you a little bit about games that we love, but that they're not in our collection because they're so frustrating, infuriating. For us, is Alcatraz the Scapegoat by Z-Man Games. Amazing game. Players cooperate to solve together 6 parts of a plan, trying to escape out of prison. Plan it's based on pick up and deliver mechanics, but at the end, the scapegoat is left behind. A player is left behind. And it's so infuriating. Every round, players vote all together for a scapegoat. And every time they vote for me, and I'm like, no, I hate you. You leave you, right? I mean, I just want to kill my friends.
It always leaves you feeling a little bit bitter at the end.
So, Molly, how do you win Alcatraz the Scapegoat?
Yes, well, when you are the scapegoat, don't be distracted by the temptation to bother other players.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah. Instead, focus on getting items that might make you vital in the plan for next round.
Thank you, Molly. So what is your game? The game that you love, but you don't want in your collection because you're just going to drive you crazy. It's too infuriating. Let us know.
Hello, wonderful humans. Anthony here from Board Game Dads. You know, one of the biggest changes during this pandemic in the gaming hobby has been the rise in popularity of playing games over Zoom. So much so that Board Game Geek, in their last Golden Geek Awards a month ago or so, had a new category for the first time called Best Zoomable Game. So I think that's a great indicator that this is something that's going to stick around even as the restrictions of in-person meeting are starting to let up very recently. So that being said, I wanted to highlight some games here in my Board Game Breakfast segment that I think make great Zoomable games. And the first one I want to talk about this week is Just One. What makes this a great Zoomable game? Well, there's a few reasons. First one is it's really easy to teach and explain to new players. So if you want to get a bunch of friends onto Zoom who've never played any games before, they can learn this one really quickly. Also, what's very easy about this one is because it has very little components and setup, anyone who's playing the game can play as long as they have a writing utensil and something to write on. Only one person involved really needs to own the game to be the sort of host for the game. You can hold up the cards right to the camera. Everyone else can write their clues, and when they're done, they can show the camera. And if people have the same identical answer, they don't show the person when it's time for them to look. Quite accessible, very easy to get to the virtual table, and also quite flexible. You can have basically any number of people play this game up to an extent. I think the box says 7, but I think you could pull off more than that if you really wanted to. And because it's so open-ended, you can play for the 20 minutes or the 13 cards that it suggests, but you can also keep playing this all night, and there's no really no harm that can come from that. You may even run through the whole deck, but don't forget there's 5 cards, or 5 words I should say, on each card, so you're going to have a lot of replayability in this one as well. That's it for now, folks. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
All right, folks, we accidentally cut off there. When I say we, it was me who cut off there before the last piece of news. I forgot I stuck this at the end, and that is Asmodee has dropped out of Gen Con 2021. Normally, we wouldn't mention each publisher not going. There are several big publishers not going. Paizo is another one that's not going. There are still many publishers going. In fact, I want to be clear, the Dice Tower is going to be there.
Absolutely.
I know CGE is going to be there, Pandasaurus will be there, and there's many, many more. It's a very long list. But Asmodee dropping out is no small matter since they took up about 10% of the gaming floor.
Of the exhibit hall floor, yeah.
Right,
I mean,
of the
huge.
exhibit hall.
Yeah. I still think Gen Con's going to be a fantastic experience. So this does not, while sure I'd love to see them there, this does not truly bother me. It's going to be a more intimate experience. Hey, that's not bad. And I think a lot of the mid-size publishers, and smaller ones will end up doing better, which, that can't hurt to have some smaller companies do well at the show.
I predict Gen Con's going to sell out. Whatever number they reduce it to, I think they said they're going to drop it from like 70 to 30,000. I predict it's going to sell out.
I believe that they will sell every one of the badges that they want to sell between 30 and 40,000. I believe that is correct.
But folks, if you don't want to go to something that big and want to go to something smaller, we have a few tickets left for both of our Dice Tower retreats. Not many. And then if you want to get involved in that, just email. If you want to go to our one in September here with us in Miami, with the library and the Dice Tower folks there, just email Kenny@dicetower.com. And if you want to go to the one in November in Orlando, then email Sharon@dicetower.com. And we'll get you on the lists. We're selling those tickets. They're almost gone. So it's going to be great. Our library, if you might have noticed over the past week, has expanded slightly. So there's a lot of games here right now.
Tom, you having a pie like in a little while? Is that what I heard?
I am not.
No?
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, in 1 month and 1 week, the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular is happening. It's going to be fantastic. Special guests coming include Eric Summerer.
And Stephen Bonner.
Oh, no, I said special guests. Guests include Stephen Bonacourt. But anyway, he and I are having a contest to see who can lose more weight by July 1st.
Percentage.
Summer Spectacular. And it's by percentage, yes. And I think he's winning currently. So I'm feeling like that's good because I have lost some, but it is a small percentage of where I want to be. But then again, we'll see. I got a month here.
And, of course, the loser will be pied by the winner, which is the most important part of this. And Tom is 0-2 in challenges that he and I have done for pie. Because you like pie, and I'm pretty sure that you really want to lose this so that you can have some pie.
That would be
a little strange, guys. Maybe you should have, reversed it. Or maybe hit someone in the face with, say, some healthy snacks.
No healthy. No,
the one who wasn't able to lose weight gets calories shoved into their face. You know what? I'm leaving it in your hands, guys.
Yes. Well, it's not like it's a good pie. It's just whipped cream, right? It actually tastes good. But Tom, I remember last time you were.
You should practice then, Steven.
Yes.
Just practice all day. A few pies a day.
I'm gonna be sending some key limes over to you, Tom, this week, just so you know.
Your loss is my literal gain.
Thanks, folks, for watching. We appreciate you coming by and joining us for another Board Game Breakfast. Come back at 1 o'clock, just a few hours away, and we're going to be showing you off Return to Dark Tower. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Stephen Bonacore.
Have fun eating pie.
Yeah. Creep.